The crowd's noise was deafening, forcing Cena to hold off talking. Cena admitted he was hit in the head a lot last night.
I'm not myself tonight.
So he wasn't sure what time it was.
I can't remember my name.
But he held up the WWE Championship belt, drawing huge heat from the crowd. Lawler pointed out the various chants raining down on the ring, making it hard for Cena to even joke about Lita.
There was also like 1,000 cheap jokes about Lita giving head.
Cena acknowledged that the Cena-Edge feud had come to an end, but Edge and Lita seemed to be in a different state of mind. Edge called Cena's entire career
a fluke
and reminded him that he had a rematch clause, which he intended to use. Cena praised Edge's hunger and fire, saying he respected him for that, even as the crowd chanted Cena sucks. Cena offered Edge two options.
You're the rated R superstar.
He could either have a one-man sex celebration
and go screw yourself,
or have a title rematch right now. Edge refused to wrestle tonight, especially not for the Montreal crowd. He wasn't happy about losing in his hometown, losing his TLC streak, or losing in front of his mom. He especially wasn't happy about losing his title. Edge revealed he had a backup plan and hired guns Cade and Murdoch, who ran in for a double team on Cena. However, their attack was short-lived as DX stormed out for revenge for last week. DX cleaned house and stood tall with Cena. This brought out the coach, who booked a 6-man tag team match for tonight. Cade, Murdoch, and Edge versus John Cena and DX. Backstage, Maria prepared to deliver a message.
I've been watching your DVD, and I haven't gotten to any of the good parts yet.
Her understanding of Vince's history was rather perplexing.
When you were the quarterback for the Chicago Bears and you won that Super Bowl thingy?
She also curiously inquired if Big Show's rear end was akin to the Batcave.
Like going into the Grand Canyon or something? Is it fun or really, really stank?
Before she could delve further into her musings, the Spirit Squad arrived on the scene. Backstage, Lita, representing both herself and the absent Edge, sent their regards to Vince.
I'm really upset about it, but I just wanted to take one little second to talk about me.
And then turned her attention to the Women's Championship. Before she could get any answers, Mickie James strolled in with,
"No, what do you want to just continue on this tirade?"
Pointing out that Trish Stratus had beaten Lita in their last encounter. Mickie couldn't resist making fun of Lita for her loss.
Trish, nothing! Shut your mouth! I am sick of it!
Which quickly escalated as
I forgot, Edge isn't champion anymore, is he? And neither are you.
Lita, not taking the taunts lightly, responded with a sharp slap to Mickey's face. Randy Orton stands in the ring with a microphone. He sarcastically calls his performance the bravest in wrestling history and declares himself the future of
WWE, the future of Raw. I am the future of the wrestling industry.
This prompts Johnny Nitro and Melina to come out.
Nobody can deny it.
Nitro, holding the Intercontinental Championship, argues that he is the true future of the industry. He points out that Orton doesn't have a title.
Where's your title, buddy? You've been coasting on your reputation for years.
Orton retorts,
I got a little fact for you. I can take that championship from off your waist
anytime he wants.
Not only that, shut your mouth when I'm talking.
Adding that he might take Melina too.
Like that.
Why don't you ask her what she thinks about you, huh?
Chris Masters then enters, claiming he should be the IC champion because he's also the future of the business.
Hey, what? Are you kidding me?
Orton and Nitro laugh at him for losing to Super Crazy twice.
Can you even spell future?
Carlito arrives next, accusing Orton of being a sore loser. However, the other heels back Orton up and they start to gang up on Carlito. Just as Carlito is getting beaten down, Super Crazy and Jeff Hardy rush out for the save. The coach appears on the Titantron and announces that everyone in the ring will compete in a 6-pack challenge, with the winner becoming the Intercontinental Champion. The match was already in progress with Super Crazy hitting an Arabian press on Johnny Nitro. Chris Masters was working over Randy Orton while other competitors were scattered around the ring. Orton attempted a pin on Hardy for a 2 count, while Masters hit a butterfly suplex on Carlito, also for a 2 count. Nitro rolled up Hardy, grabbing his tights, but only managed a 2 count. Hardy retaliated with a jawbreaker, but Nitro countered with a Russian leg sweep for another near fall. Masters and Orton teamed up against Carlito, while Super Crazy interfered in the match between Nitro and Hardy. Carlito managed to wipe out Masters with a quebrada for a 2 count, but Masters quickly resumed control with a chinlock on Orton. Hardy added a jawbreaker and Crazy tried to pin Orton for a 2 count, adding to the pandemonium. Crazy dropkicked Nitro, prompting everyone to try and pin him simultaneously. In an odd twist, Orton and Nitro began working together, despite starting the match by arguing. Carlito took out Orton with a pescado, but Hardy followed with the rail runner, wiping out Carlito. Nitro attempted a pescado, but everyone moved, then put the boots to him. Crazy capitalized with a springboard moonsault, wiping out everyone. Returning from the break, Orton hit a snap power slam on Nitro for another 2 count. Crazy broke up the pin. Orton strolled around, giving Carlito the opportunity to hit a high crossbody for a near fall. Orton dropkicked Hardy for another 2 count. Carlito attempted a springboard move but was dropkicked off the apron by Orton. Hardy, motivated, began knocking over competitors until Orton and Nitro backdropped him. Orton hit an RKO on Nitro, and Carlito followed with a backcracker on Orton. Masters caught Carlito in the master lock, but Crazy broke it up with a dive. Hardy shoved Crazy off the top rope and hit the Swanton Bomb. Nitro threw Hardy out of the ring and covered Masters for the win. Candice Michelle versus Lita. Lita, unimpressed, began the match by clubbing Candice with ease. The crowd chanted in French, making it difficult to discern their sentiments. Candice managed to land a spinning heel kick, but Lita remained unfazed and took control again. She bounced Candice's head and back off the apron, displaying her dominance. A snapmare from Lita earned a 2 count, followed by a suplex for another near fall. Lita then applied a chinlock, asserting her control over the match. Candice fought back with a few elbows but was quickly dragged down by her hair. Lita executed a Russian leg sweep for another 2 count. In a brief moment of resilience, Candice caught Lita with a schoolgirl roll-up, but only for a 2 count. Lita, irritated, resumed her assault with a series of clubs, signaling that she was ready to end the match. However, just as Lita was about to finish Candice, Mickie James ran out to distract her. Seizing the opportunity, Candice hit a powerbomb on Lita, securing the surprising victory. Main event: Edge, Lance Cade, Trevor Murdoch versus John Cena, Triple H, Shawn Michaels. The match starts with a big brawl, causing the heels to bail out of the ring. Cena gets picked off early, with Cade chopping away at him. Cena responds with a flying shoulder block and the protobomb, drawing boos from the crowd. He taunts Edge with the 5-knuckle shuffle, but Cade escapes the foo attempt and slams Cena. Shawn Michaels tags in, receiving heavy boos from the crowd due to his history with Bret Hart. Cade and Murdoch double-team Michaels, with Murdoch booting him in the face. Edge tags in and hits a dropkick, followed by Murdoch clubbing away. Cade tags back in, delivering a neckbreaker for a near fall. Edge re-enters, applying a snapmare and a chinlock. Murdoch follows with a big elbow, maintaining control. Shawn struggles but eventually backdrops Murdoch and makes a hot tag to Triple H. Triple H cleans house with a high knee to Murdoch, a facebuster to Edge, and a clothesline. He attempts the pedigree on Edge, but Cade saves Edge with a lariat. Cena takes Cade down, and a spinebuster from Triple H incapacitates Edge. Murdoch grabs a chair, but Shawn intercepts and uses it, causing a disqualification. Post-match, Edge finds himself outnumbered 3-1. He takes a super kick from Michaels and a pedigree from Triple H DX, and Cena stand tall, crotch chopping to close the show. A black limousine glides to a halt outside the ECW arena. The door swings open, and King Booker emerges first, followed closely by Queen Sharmell, radiating elegance. Paul Heyman greets them with a bow and gestures for them to follow him inside. He extends a hand to escort them on a tour of the ECW facilities. Sabu, Tommy Dreamer, and Sandman vs. Test, Mike Knox, and Matt Striker with Kelly Kelly. The match kicks off with Tommy Dreamer and Mike Knox locking up in the ring. Knox gains the upper hand initially with a powerful club to Dreamer's back after countering a hip toss. However, Dreamer retaliates with a well-executed cactus clothesline, momentarily stunning Knox. Suddenly, Test intervenes, attacking Dreamer from the outside. Striker capitalizes on the distraction, knocking Sandman off the apron, forcing the referees to assist him to the back. Returning from the break, Test and Knox maintain control, relentlessly pounding on Dreamer. Striker joins the assault, executing precise strikes and maintaining a headlock on Dreamer. The referee counts, but Dreamer manages to kick out at 2, showing resilience. In a critical moment, Dreamer counters Knox's aggression with a reverse DDT, and finally tags in Sabu. Sabu explodes into action, cleaning house with his signature high-flying maneuvers. He ascends the turnbuckle for a high-risk move. However, Test interferes, shoving the referee into the ropes, causing a disqualification. Post-match, Test delivers his swinging neck breaker on Dreamer while Knox executes a devastating leg drop from the top rope on Sabu, until Sandman makes a dramatic return. Armed with his trusty cane, Sandman unleashes a flurry of cane shots, driving them away and asserting his team's dominance once more. Heyman is with King Booker and Queen Sharmell, noting how they add class to the product.
Who is this?
As they walk, they encounter
That's Balls Mahoney. Balls. Balls.
King Booker and Queen Sharmell are visibly insulted by his presence.
Everything I do is balls to the wall.
Heyman quickly apologizes and they leave, continuing their tour.
It's all uphill from here.
Kevin Thorn with Ariel versus Balls Mahoney with Francine WWE TV debut and ECW return. The match begins with Kevin Thorn launching a ferocious assault, wasting no time in attacking Balls Mahoney as soon as the bell rings, and then throws Balls out of the ring, sliding after him to continue the assault on the outside. Back inside the ring, Balls Mahoney manages to turn the tide momentarily with a reverse cradle suplex as he charges towards Mahoney, only to be met with the devastating Balls combo followed by a powerful spine buster. During the victory, they part ways and continue their tour. Shannon Moore versus CM Punk. The match kicks off with Shannon Moore and CM Punk locking up in the center of the ring. They lock up again as Kelly comes out and looks on. The two competitors engage once more in a test of strength. Punk transitions smoothly into applying a Mexican stretch submission hold, applying pressure on Moore's joints and muscles. However, Moore manages to wriggle free and mounts a brief comeback, executing his mandatory offensive moves to regain control. Meanwhile, Knox makes his way towards ringside. Knox intervenes, prompting Kelly to leave Heyman.
Why don't you show this rogue what you're made of?
She asks if RVD wants to joust with the king. RVD agrees.
No, let's make your introduction proper. Extreme Rules.
Proposing an Extreme Rules match, but Heyman reassures him that he'll be fine. Rob Van Dam versus King Booker with Queen Sharmell. King Booker and RVD grapple in the corner. King Booker lands some powerful rights, followed by knee strikes and chops. RVD counters with forearm shots and boots. After an Irish whip reversal, RVD hits with a back elbow. King Booker asserts his dominance by forcefully shoving Rob Van Dam off the turnbuckle, sending him crashing to the outside of the ring. Inside the ring, Booker continues his relentless attack, but Van Dam counters swiftly with a lightning-fast roundhouse kick that catches Booker off guard. Undeterred, Booker regains momentum and executes his signature royal spin-a-rooney to the delight of his loyal subjects, but Van Dam turns the tide with a well-timed dropkick, maintaining his offensive onslaught. Van Dam presses his advantage, delivering a split-legged moonsault, but Booker manages to kick out. In a desperate attempt to regain control, Booker cunningly catapults Van Dam directly into a steel chair. Booker seizes the opportunity to attempt a piledriver onto another nearby chair, but Van Dam reverses with a quick maneuver, causing her to crash spine first onto the unforgiving steel. Van Dam summons his aerial prowess, thrilling the crowd with his iconic 5-star frog splash, but before he can capitalize on the pin, Hardcore Holly rushes into the ring, wielding a chair as a weapon, and follows up with his devastating Alabama slam. Seizing the opening, Booker rises to his feet and delivers his patented scissors kick to a downed Rob Van Dam, securing the victory in a hard-fought and intense Extreme Rules match. Teddy Long, standing on the phone and seemingly pleased to be on the CW network, is interrupted as King Booker and Queen Sharmell make a grand entrance.
Well, I mean, I'm down with that. I think every king should have a manicure.
King Booker, visibly offended,
The point is
expresses his disdain at the prospect of facing Vito.
The man that wears a dress
In a dramatic fashion,
upon my wife.
citing the elegance of Queen Sharmell's attire crafted by the finest hands. Teddy tries to interject by noting Vito's undefeated streak in the dress.
But I tell you what,
Understanding King Booker's position,
Vito has willingly stepped aside.
Queen Sharmell reinforces this by asserting that King Booker would have swiftly defeated Vito. Teddy then reveals that King Booker's new opponent will be
The Undertaker.
This announcement abruptly shifts King Booker's
Hell no! That's Teddy! You better bang your It ain't going down like this, dog!
On the season premiere of SmackDown, Layla energetically enters the ring, welcoming everyone with a dance. As she celebrates, Kristal appears, visibly irritated.
Who the hell do you think you are? I'm Spice? Who the hell told you tonight was open mic night, bitch?
She voices her frustration over the Diva Search winners seemingly having free reign, proclaiming herself as the
Hottest diva on SmackDown.
without needing to win any contest.
My warm welcome.
Kristal's words escalate into action as she slaps Layla, sparking a heated catfight between the two. Amidst the chaos, Jillian makes her presence known, joining the fray. She assists Layla by attacking Kristal, swiftly tearing off her top in a surprising turn of events. Jillian doesn't stop there, she continues her assault, ensuring her dominance in the ring. Eventually, Jillian clears the ring of her opponents, confidently removing her own top in celebration of her triumph. Chavo Guerrero and Rey Mysterio wasted no time in igniting their intense rivalry as soon as the bell rang. The match began with a furious brawl, Chavo initially gaining control with sharp uppercuts, but Rey quickly turned the tide with his high-flying agility, executing a head scissors that sent Chavo sprawling out of the ring. Rey didn't hesitate to take the fight to Chavo outside the ring and into the raucous crowd. The referee attempted to restore order, but the intensity of the match spilled over as Rey continued to press his advantage. He slammed Chavo into the nearby hockey boards amidst the chaos of the crowd, showing no signs of letting up. The brawl eventually made its way back to ringside, where Chavo's aunt, Vickie Guerrero, checked on her nephew's well-being. Seizing an opportunity to turn the tide, Vickie handed Chavo a steel chair, intending to swing the momentum in his favor. Not one to be intimidated, Vickie herself entered the fray, attempting to strike Rey, but her interference only further fueled the chaotic nature of the match. The brawl continued relentlessly, prompting Nick Patrick to call for additional help to maintain control amidst the heated battle between these two fierce rivals.
Bonjour, mon nom est Maryse. Hi.
Maryse from the Diva Search steps into the spotlight.
My name is Maryse.
her presence lighting up the arena as she welcomes everyone with the spectacular season premiere of WWE Tag Team title match, London and Kendrick versus the Pitbulls versus Casey James and Idol Stevens. McCool as the Pitbulls and the champions. London and Kendrick immediately engage in a heated brawl before Casey James and Idol Stevens can even enter the ring. When Casey James and Idol Stevens finally enter the fray, they assert their presence by leveling Kendrick with powerful strikes. Idol Stevens and Casey James double-team Kendrick effectively, keeping him grounded while Noble and Cash focus their assault on London, sending him tumbling to the outside. Inside the ring, Idol and Casey continue their dominance with coordinated attacks, but Kendrick manages to fight back with a well-timed leg lariat to Idol. As the match progresses with all three teams vying for supremacy, the action intensifies with rapid tags and high-impact moves, showcasing their tag team chemistry. Kendrick counters with his signature sliced bread number 2, but London counters and sends him crashing into the steel. In the final moments, London capitalizes on the opportunity with a quick roll-up on Cash, securing the pinfall victory to retain the WWE Tag Team Championships World Title match, The Undertaker vs. King Booker W. Queen Sharmell. The match begins with The Undertaker and King Booker circling each other as Booker tries to stay away. JBL and Cole emphasize Taker's striking ability. King Booker initially runs from the ring but gains control with some rights. He boots Taker, but Taker counters with a clothesline, sending Booker to the floor. Taker slams Booker into the steps. Back from the break, Taker is in control, hitting a big boot. He applies a wristlock and works Booker's arm with elbows. Taker powers Booker up with one arm and drops him. He focuses on Booker's kidneys before returning to the arm. Taker attempts old school, but Booker fights back. Booker tries for a superplex, but Taker headbutts him off. Queen Sharmell distracts the ref, allowing Booker to hit a low blow and a superplex, swinging the momentum in his favor. He hits a scissors kick and covers for 2. Booker lands stiff rights. Booker chops Taker and sends him to the floor. He attacks off the apron, slamming Taker into the steps. Back in the ring, Booker hits a dropkick and covers for 2. Taker fights back with rights. Booker counters with a royal DDT for a near fall. Taker sits up, and Booker's rights have no effect. Taker battles back, but Booker thumbs his eye, misses a leg lariat, and Taker hits a big lariat for 2. Taker hits Snake Eyes followed by a running big boot and a leg drop, covering for 2. Taker goozles Booker, who elbows out. Booker counters a tombstone attempt with a low blow, causing a DQ. Post-match, King Booker grabs his title and nails Taker. He and Queen Sharmell try to leave, but Lashley appears and throws Booker back into the ring. Taker is up and goozles Booker, hitting a chokeslam followed by a tombstone. The show ends with Taker standing tall over Booker. Rankings and recap for the latest episode. Raw, 5 points. Jeff Hardy throws paint on John Morrison and Melina, a creative and visually impactful segment that builds the rivalry. Edge and Lita rap about John Cena.
I'll have no more cares once I beat John Cena with tables, ladders, and chairs.
Adds a humorous yet antagonistic angle to the ongoing feud. Carlito, Jeff Hardy and John Cena vs. Edge, John Morrison and Randy Orton with Lita and Melina, a high-stakes, star-studded match that brings together multiple storylines and rivalries. Trish Stratus vs. Mickie James, Trish's last match on Raw, an emotional and significant moment in women's wrestling history. Trish Stratus' farewell to Raw, a heartfelt segment that honors Trish's contributions and sets the stage for her departure, concluding with a heartfelt
Thank you for coming.
ECW, 1 point. Kelly and CM Punk flirt backstage, adds a romantic subplot that can develop into future storylines. Kevin Thorn and Ariel watch balls. Mahoney vs. Rene Dupree continues to build the presence and mystique of Kevin Thorn and Ariel. SmackDown, 3 points. Brian Kendrick with Ashley and Paul London vs. Idol Stevens with Casey James and Michelle McCool vs. Kid Cash with Jamie Noble, an exciting match showcasing the tag team division and involving key female talents. King Booker, Queen Sharmell and William Regal ask Finlay about his plan, adds intrigue and strategy to the ongoing power dynamics of the court. Vickie Guerrero brings out Dominic Mysterio during Rey Mysterio vs. Mr. Kennedy, intensifies the personal feud between Rey and Chavo, with Vickie's involvement adding emotional weight. King Booker and Queen Sharmell tell Teddy Long he's playing games. Vito interrupts, continues the storyline of Booker's manipulations and tensions with Teddy Long. King Booker and Queen Sharmell watch Bobby Lashley vs. Finlay World Heavyweight Title #1 contendership match, a key match with title implications, enhanced by the presence of Booker and Sharmell. Raw 68 points, SmackDown 37 points, ECW 24 points. At Unforgiven, John Morrison with Melina beat Jeff Hardy Intercontinental Championship. Trish Stratus beat Lita for the WWE Women's Championship. Trish Stratus last match. Lita, Matt and Jeff Hardy bump into each other. Teammates.
Be a champion. If you just weren't such a screw up, never be a champion.
Lita interferes in Edge vs John Cena TLC match, but Cena still picks up the win and the WWE title. Proudly present Women Wrestling Wars. In this ongoing series, we delve into the enthralling world of WWE, dissecting the thrilling segments and matches from Raw, ECW, and SmackDown on a week-by-week basis. Our ultimate goal is to determine which brand consistently delivered the most riveting and entertaining content.